Does the rental application say you may not work from home?
It does not say that.
Okay, so there was nothing preventing him from working from home?
That's correct.
Okay. What I was kind of getting at when I asked, are there any other relevant provisions of the lease? I do see absolutely the $85 for electric and gas. However, paragraph 10, where it says the lessee shall pay for all gas, heat, something that is cut off, power, and telephone service. Mm-hmm. So isn't that an additional provision that kind of obligates you to pay for power to the unit?
Well, not when he told me that it's included in the rent for $85, gas and electric.
It appears to me there are two seemingly conflicting provisions of the lease.
I only have two properties that are 2 properties per meter. So I have to calculate what the average use is. And the average from all the previous tenants before Richard came was an average of gas, electricity per unit, $85.
Okay.
And so I told him when he signed the agreement, lease agreement, this is based on an average. If electricity goes up by double or triple, that'll be additional.
But you're saying that conversation never took place.
Happened.
Of course.
So how much did your electricity bill start going up by, Ms. Dugan? Because I know you were kind of in charge of the electricity bills.
It went up by a lot. It went up by, instead of being $60 or $50, it went up to $400, $500.
A month.
A month.
Okay.
I mean, I have all the bills to reflect that.
We've seen the bills. It did go up by that much in the 2 units. And we've also been provided with bills from the defendants showing that it went back down after you vacated. Mm-hmm. So you seem to admit that there was about $150 worth of excess electricity that you might have been responsible for, but not $500. How can you know that?
Well, how can they know I was doing 500? It's a shared meter. Who's to say the person below me at any given time wasn't doing something that could eat up the power?
So let's ask the question. The tenant in the other unit, was that individual or that family there before Mr. Helu?
Yes.
For how long?
For 4 years.
Okay. Is that individual still there?
Yes.
So the same tenant, Mr. Helu, has been there the entire time.
Yes.
Do we really think that during the same months that you were mining cryptocurrency, this individual also chose to do something extraordinarily energy consuming? Isn't that like an outrageous coincidence?
It could be, but like I said, I have the calculation and how much power that unit was specifically
Okay, so
using.
point me to that. Explain to me your evidence, because I am a cryptocurrency novice.
So basically, this is the actual rig in question. That's
your cryptocurrency setup.
Mm-hmm. So
Cool.
It's basically just a cage with graphics cards that do mathematical computations, and as a reward, you get a coin, like a crypto coin or coin, whatever. But to be able to make it profitable, you have to know your costs of power to reward to make it profitable,
Sure.
right?
Because if you're spending more to power up the
then it's not worth it, correct?
Of course.
So
yes.
it has an interface which shows you the amount of power that it's using at any given time.
So this is a calculation that you put together, and you have used a number put in here for kilowatt hours per day. Where do you come up with that number?
From what the rig was actually using.
Okay.
I rounded up to 1,300. At any given time, it was between 1.17 to 1.3.
And then the numbers that you used for kilowatt hours and cents and the energy cost and things like that, do those come from Southern California Edison?
Yeah, I looked it up online what the average cost of California is, and it was 19.39 cents. So I used that to calculate the costs, and then for the amount of period that they're saying that it went up.
Right.
And if you look at it, it comes out to 181,494 times 6 months.
Right.
Can I explain this? Oh, those were pretty shocking because the bills, as he started, didn't go from $50, $60 a month, went right away to $4, $5, and $5.85 per month. His consumption is completely inadequate because Edison is not going to be the one that's going to be making mistakes.